Welcome back. WeArEuS, and this is the scene of a couple of crimes, actually. Not that you know that since the bodies are now gone, this is the Thaumaturge, and why am I supposed to be going this way? Oh. Real quick, I'm a little thirsty. That's some good XP. I smell mystery. Sketching charcoal. A few pieces of charcoal dulled from drawing. With a sweeping motion, the hand sketches the shape, transforming the blackness of coal into the blackness that nestles in the depths of the heart. This will not be a cheerful drawing. It's an abyss, an expression of the immeasurable desert of despair. Prayer book contains prayers spoken during exorcisms. The pages of the prayer book are read from often, although the words written on them have already engraved themselves in memory. The same prayers are used for various cases of alleged possession. Chair. It's a wooden chair. Nothing about it stands out. However, upon sniffing it, her heart was pounding in trepidation as she sat in the chair. Words of the prayer brought no solace, nor did Christ looking calmly down at her from the icon. The fear for the entity closest to her in life overshadowed everything else. This trace belongs to someone familiar. Sarina. Icon. An icon with the countenance of Tsar Nikolai II. He looked at the icon for a long time, straight into the Tsar's eyes, as if interrogating him, perhaps looking for inspiration. He stepped away from it with a plan formed in his head, but the icon hadn't answered. That trace belongs to Rasputin. And here we have a lectern used in Orthodox rites and for taking confessions. Echoes of a whisper remained atop the lectern, the confession that Kirill had heard, a confession or a silent cry for help, a desperate plea for hope. A trace belonging to Sarina Alexandra, leading to the conclusion regarding the last hope. The Sarina visits the Orthodox Church, most likely incognito, seeing as no one is talking about it. Her confessor is Kirill, from whom she seeks help for her troubled heart. Her thoughts are full of fear. Then we have a candelabrum. The candles aren't burning. The candelabrum must be ritualistic, lit only on special occasions. And then we have incense. It continues to emit smoke. The suffocating odor is difficult to bear. Words repeated continuously like a mantra, regularly, often, and with great excitement, still hover over the incense smoke. Attempts to chase away Satan cries to heaven, beseeching divine intervention for souls possessed by various evil spirits. A trace belonging to a clergyman results in the conclusion regarding orthodox rituals. Exorcisms are held regularly in the sacred space conducted by Father Kirill. The clergyman follows his learned routine and does not take particular care to identify cases or actually help tormented souls. I guess now we can interact with this.
I haven't seen you here before, young man. You look exhausted. What brings you here?
I must have gotten lost. I don't know yet where my path is taking me.
Are you a believer?
So is the first option saying that he does in fact believe in God or not? Because previously there was an option to say he's just not religious, which didn't have the same implications here that it's actually true. I don't really see how any choice made here would really make a difference, so...
I believe in a higher power, but during my travels I learned that God appears under many guises.
People dress God up in different forms, and all are true. There is no way of defining him. I sense you have doubts, questions, so ask.
You're an exorcist, aren't you? I've heard you regularly drive Satan out of people here.
Yes, it's true.
Does it often work?
If the flame of doubting Thomas flickers inside you, you can soon witness the miracle of exorcism with your own eyes. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Do you really believe that nonsense, Father? That demons dwell inside people? Is that calculation or habit?
I think we aren't so different from one another. I don't question the existence of your demons, Thaumaturge.
I had to ask.
Is there still something troubling you?
Yeah, we'll just go in
You
order.
get some peculiar guests here, Father.
There is room in God's house for everyone.
It's no secret that Tsarina Alexandra is particularly God-fearing. Do you know her well?
As well as a confessor can.
So, quite well.
If you're looking for gossip about her Imperial Majesty, you've come to the wrong place. There are plenty of people at Rozhitsky Bazaar eager for such chit-chat. Unless I can help you with something else.
Do you know Grigory Rasputin, Father? He also visited this place not long ago.
Rasputin. I haven't seen him here, but yes, I know him, and I remember him well. It's impossible to forget someone like that.
How do you know one another?
From back in Petersburg, he was looking for protection, posing as a great preacher, but I was suspicious of him. He was nothing more than an ordinary charlatan. Just talking about that man sullies the palate with sin. Why do you ask about him?
No reason.
And we've reached a new conclusion regarding the friend from Petersburg. During a conversation, Kirill revealed that he'd met Rasputin in Petersburg. He doesn't think very highly of him. In fact, he demonstrates hostility toward the man. Rasputin tried to ingratiate himself with the local clergy, but didn't succeed. And thus we have reached Rasputin's secrets. Rasputin has been to the Orthodox Church before. On top of that, he knows Kirill, though he didn't mention it. What is he scheming? Definitely something related to the Tsar, whose effigy he was gazing at so intently.
I feel as though this is not an accidental meeting.
I'll be off. I'm sure you have more urgent matters to attend to, Father.
I'll be here if you want to talk. And remember, darkness does not exist without light. If your demons are real, then so is God who cursed them.
Now we have to get to the bottom of the Golem curse. Why are there two of these? The beauty of the night sky, that's what's in Miro. There's also a game of bridge. Just those. Those usually don't get... Ah. So his father's office is in Miro. That's what it's about. A barber? Here? No, we're as good as we're going to look.
That's him, the one with the book. You oozing carbuncle. You ain't had enough of Warsaw yet? So you're sticking your nose in on people here?
You know what happens to fellas who sniff around where they ain't supposed to?
I just sniffed the chair.
Mirov
Nothing
don't
happened.
kid around with them.
And who am I supposedly bothering?
And you've wasted the chance to keep your mouth shut. We'll cure this posh boy of his nosiness, you can bet.
You know, I've certainly heard that before. Let's see. So this is going to imbue us with a negative stat. Stat? No. Yeah, state. Stat wouldn't have made sense. We have enough points for something else. Increases inflicted damage. So this just goes on something that deals damage. There are only two skills that do. And one of them does next to nothing, and the other requires more than a single turn. Bloody Debt receives 16 damage in the last round of the state's duration, and it's got a 2-round limit. 16 damage is not insignificant. Terror, huh? I mean, if you wanted to really go for a breakdown build, Weak Mind would probably be key to it. And I mean, with Marana, a breakdown build would probably be well and truly disgusting. Especially if you went the route of giving her the 1-round reduction on her abilities, so you could just get the slow off on the first round. Now, saying that I acknowledge these possibilities and combinations doesn't mean that I'm actually going to go through with it, though I should, because that would be a really disgusting setup. Frankly, I just... I mean, it really doesn't sound half bad, you know? What do we get here? Fury. Increases inflicted damage by 140%. Makes the attack on the enemy choose a random target, though. Huh. Again, I only have two base skills, I should say, not just 2 that deal damage. I have 4 that deal damage, but the other 2 are derivatives of the base skills, so I don't really count them. Frankly, I don't acknowledge them in most cases. Actually, wouldn't slow be more powerful than? No, it won't go on there because it'll require 2 slots. I was thinking of swapping this into the onto the skill that has the 50% chance of interrupting a turn, but as I just said, this is probably... Ice here is probably going to need 2 slots, and the skill I want to put it on only has... What if we put it on the other one? What's on here? What if we do ice instead? And what if instead of this, well, we would need Fury for this, right? And then we'd need something else. I just don't see this working, though, because for this perk to reduce... Unless there's something... Unless I have something that reduces... or increases action speed for a set number of turns, that would be useful. Also, nervous doubling could be good for focus reduction. Now maybe we could put Lucky Chance on our quick attack, as it's 60% rather than 50. But I don't know if you can keep stacking slow on the same person back to back. Sure, let's try it. Bond of... So third principle is the one. But it only works for the salutor's next action, and it has to be used first. I just don't see... I don't know. Alright, he's got damage reduction removed by the Vukovac. Upir removes his immunity. Velez. They all have something dastardly planned. Slow swing. Oh, that's why so much damage. Okay. So how do we go about doing this? I think the easiest one... No, but the other two are actually going for the damage. The guy on the right... Vukovac for this guy. But it doesn't really matter since I'm planning to go for his focus. This guy has less health, and he also doesn't have the annoying damage reduction, so we should probably go for him. Why does he lose 2 this turn? Well, weird. Why does it show 3 is going to be lost this turn? That's weird. Okay, so straight into distraction with him, then we use her once he's mind broken in order to spread slow to the other 2. Because that is how that works, right? Yeah. That'll push all of their turns back around, well, back to the latest rounds. And no, if I do that, it's going to be a bad time. I know what we'll do. This one for you. That is what I wanted to prevent. Because it's the worst possible outcome to end up slowed. Okay, but we can make her go first. Oh, right, I forgot the freaking combo. I could have... Last episode, if you didn't see it, you should probably go back and watch it. And if you haven't seen any of the other ones, you should probably go back to the very beginning. Anyway, last episode I discovered a combo with Morena, whereby if you have her... No, you can't actually have her do that. Oh, right. If you have Morena use her... Hold on, can I... Yeah. If you have Morena use the price of peace, which deals damage equal to 8 times the enemy's missing focus, you can get her to do that damage, and then as you see... Okay. And then as you see at the very end, it says it restores all of the enemy's focus. Typically... Okay. Typically, the enemy exits breakdown state when they have their focus back. Except in this case, where if in the same turn you decrease an enemy's focus enough to make them enter breakdown, and then have Morena follow up immediately that same turn with the price of peace and restore their focus after dealing that damage, they stay in breakdown state. Plus, they're now missing that extra chunk of health, however many focus it may have been worth. Meaning, you can then follow up with upwards of 40 or even more damage depending on which of the salutors you go with. And it's probably best to go with her because, I mean, it's just that good. Also, I need the Lelic to remove this goddamn slow, because 4 turns of this mess? If you saw last episode, I'm pretty sure it was last episode when we got her. No, not last episode, the episode before. If you saw the episode before last when we got Marana, slow is fatal for you. Granted, in this case, it won't be fatal because they don't deal that much damage. But under the wrong circumstances, it is without question fatal. In order to actually beat her, I lost, 2-3 times? It was rough. But oh, it was cathartic to actually win. Anyway, one good turn deserves another. Slow for all. Meanwhile, I'm actually going to focus on blowing up this guy. Right, Victor's turn didn't go off yet. Why does it say she removes 3 focus? That makes no sense. Yeah, see, this one's 2, but... Actually, if you think about it, remember I changed Victor's quick attack to be the slow, with a 60% chance of slow. Now think about it. Slow pushes their turn to the farthest possible round. But the interrupt only causes their turn to reset based on what action they're taking. So, for example, an enemy who's taking a 1-turn action, you interrupt them, you get that lucky interrupt off, they come back with another 1-round action. Whereas the slow pushes them back 2 extra rounds. So, I mean, and it's a 60% chance, so it's technically better. So, it's a lot of damage to eat, though. Doesn't really matter. We don't get our action off in time. Okay, they've reset. How much exactly does he lose? 24 from 34. If he loses another 2, that's an extra 16 for 40 damage. But we need the Lelik. Oh, he goes now. She'll go after him and kill this guy. That works. Oh, he only lost the one. It won't kill him. Unfortunate. But the slow is gone. We're back in action. Wait, how much would she do now? Literal nothing. We need... Ah. Yeah, the Bukovac will do. Oh, please. There we go. Dinner is served, my boy. I really wanted to use this on this guy. 4? Nice! Nice, nice, nice. This guy loses everything. Okay, so we can do the combo with Marana here. Well, yeah. It'll work, it'll work. Hope you enjoyed the snack, my boy. So... Oh, she just ends this guy right now. Ah, well, I can't do the combo then. It's fine. Like I said, we win these. I mean, I didn't say it in so many words, but you know what I meant.
You're talking nonsense!
By Abraham's beard, that's the way it was. Did you hear about Praga? I'm at the harbor getting fish, and half the wharf is in splinters. They said there's even bodies.
More bodies than they usually fish out of the Vistula, practically every day. They were only just writing about Povishle.
But listen to this. They're saying it's some giant did it all.
You sure?
Maybe I can help. Recently, I've taken an interest in one of those.
Leave us alone. Did you wander in here by mistake?
I hope those guys outside are your relatives. Otherwise, you're paying too much for your protection. Are you scared of something?
I'm not easily frightened. I have the time spent working with your father to thank for that. You got some dirty laundry that needs cleaning, Mr. Shulsky.
Let's have a word about your conflict with my father.
There was no such thing. I have warm feelings for the store, and his father as well.
You're not telling me everything.
I don't have to explain myself to you, Mr. Shulsky.
I'm leaving now, but I can tell this won't be the last time we meet.
Farewell.
I smell mystery. A lost coin. An old coin worth 30 kopecks. I don't know if it's kopecks or kopecks, because some of these people have pronounced it strangely. The coin is soaked through with irritation brought on by a failed attempt at reconciliation. How long can you keep explaining things to someone who refuses to listen? Once you've been found guilty, there's nothing that will change that. No fact or plea. Anger is all that remains. A trace belonging to Stanislav. A group photograph in the office. Father and Mordechai on the store's opening day. They look happy. The photograph is covered with a thick layer of regret and disappointment. Mordechai really believed in all of it, in friendship, in good intentions, and in the fact that Stanislav Shulsky was a good person. Unfortunately, he was wrong. All that was left of the friendship was bitterness. Really, there's something else missing. Right, the study. We need to go there first. That's a shame. So this other line is leading us to a wagon. Hold on. A new type of telescope, Pluto, which you can rent for a small fee. Wait. Go ahead and grab this. Yum, yum, yum. Never read that before. Lygia's diary. Unfinished text. Children working in factories, which most likely results from the sad truth that men, women, and children all need to eat. The quote is intentionally perverse, yet it is uncompromisingly highlighting the fact that the children's work is an atrocity that... More stuff to sniff. Old letter. A very generic letter. Strange that someone kept it. Beneath the neat letters pulses a deeply hidden thaumaturgic message. Are you looking for a Kabbalist outside of Warsaw? Don't bother. One of the best is closer than you think. Isaac Sofer of the Najik Synagogue. Property deeds, and we've gained Father's keys. A list of Father's properties. There are a lot of them, but most are well-known addresses in the outside of the city. In and outside the city. Except for one. Is it over here? No. Kabbalist text. It's long and convoluted and describes how only the sons of Abraham can create living bodies out of clay. It stinks of misogyny. He slams the book on the desk and violently turns its pages, tearing the paper between trembling fingers. He's vexed. He pauses to think about the curse of Abraham that was placed upon him. There must be a solution. There must be. This trace, of course, belongs to Stanislav. Dear old Pop. Pop, Pop.
Synagoga Nożyków, Mirów.
Amulets. The cylindrical medallion conceals a protective incantation in Hebrew. The words engraved on the amulet exude regret, and the message enchanted in the locket whispers a warning. The echo of a golem's curse smells of dark Kabbalah and remorse. I feel something else, a trace. I recognize it. It was in the ruins of the tenement house under which my father died. And thus we reached the conclusion regarding the golem's genesis. Rabbi Sofer from Najik Synagogue cast the golem curse on father. Interestingly, especially given the fact that the two were seemingly friends. Well, interesting, especially given the fact that the two were seemingly friends. On the other hand, destroying important relationships was father's favorite pastime, so it doesn't surprise me. If I want to get rid of the golem, I should go to Muro, which I just left, to come here to get the information I needed in Muro.
I have to find their meeting place.
Also, we found a box. An ordinary wooden box, nothing special. The box is seemingly empty, yet at the bottom rests a clear and precise thought that wasn't left there by accident. It was laid out carefully by the skilled mind of a thaumaturge. The message is short. Let us meet. And so we draw the conclusion regarding family secrets. A suspicious address and a message that only another thaumaturge could read. It smells of mystery and conspiracy. This is exactly what Konechkin... Yeah, that was right. Konechkin and Svetlana were talking about. I should check it out. Nothing else to sniff here. This room is all sniffed out. Yeah. Okay. A little awkward there, but we recover. I wonder if we have what we need for Mordecai. Lady of the Night. Is his place even open right now? Oh, I need to go up. Let's see if we've got what we need, or if we have to go to the
Is there
synagogue
something else
first.
you need?
Let's talk about your relationship with my father. A tense relationship.
Mr. Shulsky, I'll say it one more time. Stanisław and I didn't quarrel.
Liar. Your anger still lingers around the photograph of my father. You're going to find it hard to hide anything from me.
I'm not in the habit of speaking ill of the dead, Mr. Shulsky, especially to their family.
I think you'll be
Old
okay here.
grudges drove us apart. Not all stains are easy to remove, especially ones on a person's honor.
And might they give you a reason to seek revenge?
Well, we already...
A motive?
This is awkward because we know he didn't
I
do
can't
it.
summon golems if that's what you're getting at.
But you know there is such a possibility.
Is that all? I need to get back to work.
Really? There's nothing else anywhere for us to... I know about the synagogue. Trust me, I haven't forgotten. But it's really weird.
I'm leaving now, but I can tell.
That is incredibly awkward. Like, I have all of the pieces. I guess. Hold on. Oh, it's up here. I thought I checked. Patched jacket. It looks heavy. The jacket is bitten by harsh curses, tossed around in pent-up rage at his wife, who dared to criticize the threadbare, checkered fabric and the ragged patches. It's his favorite jacket. So what if he looks like a beggar in it? He doesn't have to be dapper. He's there, and that's enough. Let's make sure we're not missing out on sniffing anything else. Oh, Upier has something he wants
What
us
do you
to...
want to tell me, friend?
Okay. I definitely didn't expect this. Okay, if the screen gets dark, we aren't going the right way.
And the teacher said, Victor, is the rat here in the classroom with us right now? I almost pissed myself.
Laugh all you want, but I really can't see it. I can't help it. Victor, promise me that the whispers of these salutors of yours won't turn you into a cynic like your father.
I promise, Mother. I'd rather not change at all, much less into Father.
Have to be careful here. It's a lot harder to see if it gets darker. I mean, it hasn't yet, and it's only a straight line, so...
You'll see! My Uber will order you to eat your own brain!
I'm telling Mom, all you thaumaturges are crazy.
I've been carrying it with me for half a lifetime. I remember there was someone else here. He wasn't happy. He thought I wasn't ready yet. Miss, maybe he was right.
And scene. Little bit of an awkward transition, but at least it dropped me back where we first encountered him.
Hello.
You said a month, 2 at most. I believed you. Then came the very first rain, and it was pouring in again. You fixed it, then the next rain. Soaked. I can't sleep because I have to keep emptying buckets. It's leaking just as badly as it was before. But the eyes of God are in every place, and they're watching.
Rabbi, when I said 2 months, you said there was one hole in the ceiling, but the whole building is in shambles here.
I can do it.
Quiet. You can seal up your daddy's barn with straw. The roof is gonna get holes because the foundations are crumbling.
So, let's go down to the basement.
Oh no, definitely not there.
What's in the basement that's so frightening?
Hashem, something down there reeks so awful that...
Come now, don't be silly. Why do you afflict me so? I know why, because you know I shall bear it. Well, sir, are you just here to listen, or have you got something to say?
Am I speaking to Rabbi Sofer?
You see, all I gotta do is mention these cellars and his name comes up.
Would Hashem let a synagogue be haunted?
Hey now, quiet.
You're too late, I'm afraid. My name is Feldman. Rabbi Sofer departed this world almost a year ago.
Oh,
Forgive
that's
me,
bad.
I have worldly matters to attend to.
I understand, Rabbi. And if someone were to help you with these workers?
In the words of the market woman trying to tempt a Jewish man into idolatry, what harm would it do?
I understand.
Young rabbi, renovation of the synagogue, unruly workers. No wonder the rabbi doesn't have time to talk with me. He's got a lot on his mind. Sniffing time. Bucket for rainwater. The roof must be leaking in more than one place. The mirror of the water reflects a thought, pure and strong like a hailstone. The House of God cannot resemble a ruin. It's not right. Something must be done about it while there's still time. Old ladder. It's worn out. It must have seen many renovations. The ladder was placed with vigor and the deep conviction that work on restoring the House of God is an honor, and a good deed that will surely be noticed by the Almighty and heavenly hosts. Such work is a treasure. A cracked wall. The crack runs from the ground all the way to the roof of the synagogue, from which rainwater steadily drips. The crack in the wall hides the fear of righteous divine punishment exacted upon those who truly deserve it. After all, things would be different if such was God's will. Someone had to have committed many sins to cause the synagogue to be in its current state. And thus we draw a conclusion. And it regards the renovation of the synagogue. The workers are pious, but their faith has led them to different conclusions. The younger one wants to renovate the temple for God's glory as fast as possible. The older one fears that restoring that which God's will has destroyed is a sin. I should make sure that the prevailing interpretation is the one that aligns with my goals. This would cause him. It took a while for me to interpret what it is they're trying to get me to do. That will definitely make him. So we'll push on the renovation. That's what this is going to do.
God helps those who help themselves.
But maybe you're right, Rabbi. Maybe Hashem is afflicting us, setting a test for us.
You heard the guy talking about Sofer. The old man cursed this place, especially these cellars.
So I'll go on my own and show that Hashem protects me against curses in Hashem's domain.
On your own. You can seal up your daddy's barn, right? Fine, let's go.
You've gotten the better of me again, Hashem. Your tests still surprise me. But if this is your will, I think Hashem has sent you to me. Who are you?
I'm the son of Stanisław Szulski, and I really need help.
Let's go into my office. Let's show Hashem we accept the challenge.
Can I go into the basement first? That sounds like it'll be well and truly enlightening.
Please, tell me what problem brought you here.
Rabbi Sofer put a curse on my father. Unfortunately, it started affecting his children as well.
A curse is a serious accusation, you know. I find it hard to believe Sofer would do such a thing.
Maybe, Rabbi, you could tell me something about golems.
Son of Stanisław, golems are a matter of Kabbalah, and you are not allowed to study them. It's a trap for a soul. There are tales of golems being summoned for revenge, or in good faith, for protection. But they all end rather badly. And you claim that Sofer supposedly sent a golem?
I don't know. Did the old rabbi perhaps leave some things here? May I take a look at them?
Yes, here you are. All his books are here. I don't think I threw anything out. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No. My nose itches.
I'll be off now.
I'll pray for you.
Okay, we'll finish sniffing out this area, and then I'll take a couple steps into the basement just to see if anything interesting happens. And then within the video. But first, mystery. Bitten fountain pen. An expensive fountain pen with a bitten tip. Someone here doesn't concern themselves much with worldly possessions. The words left his throat, but stopped at the bitten end of the pen, and refused to march further. Ugh. The rabbi wanted to confess everything, to talk about the motives that guided Stanislav's actions. He didn't, though, in the name of the greater good.
Mordechai Hayat. What do you know?
Porcelain cup. The dregs at the bottom are covered in mold. The cup has been here for a long time. The words of a plea made over a cup of tea cower near the mold. A plea to cast the Golem's curse, justice for the sins committed against Mordechai and his community. Shuzgi should experience the wrath of the sons of Abraham. He must suffer just punishment. Oh, so it wasn't Sofer. Stanislav and Mordechai. Mordechai Hayat was father's friend and colleague until Stanislav Shuzgi did something that awoke hatred in his friend. Whatever it was, it pushed Mordechai to the edge, and he asked Rabbi Sofer to cast the Golem curse. Unfortunately, once father died, the curse passed on to me. Thanks, Papa. I was struck by an intense yet unfamiliar sensation that I usually felt where a salutor is present. Grisbovska Street? It struck me with all its might when I was passing the marketplace. I'm not familiar with that kind of energy. Exotic, wild, that arrival does not come from here. So there's a salutor out there somewhere. Okay, good. That did result in a quest, so we'll go check that out. We're doing main quest stuff right now. Let's deal with the Golem. And I mean, in the next video. We'll deal with the Golem, and then we'll go see about the salutor that Sofer encountered. Prescription. A prescription for heart-strengthening liquor. The doctor's handwriting is hardly neat, but it radiates profound care for his companion. Letters stretch out with tenderness, wanting to ease the suffering of a friend, a special person with whom one shares the same ideals and the same mission. One meant to change the face of the world. A trace belonging to Doctor. Doctor who? I couldn't tell you, just Doctor. Homilies about Sisamon the Mage? And that's it for everything
Rabbi?
here.
I'm listening.
Mordechai Hayat. Do you know that name, Rabbi?
He owns one of the laundries here in Miruf, but I admit he doesn't really come to see me. Maybe there are other things I could be of more help with.
Right, it's because it's a W, it's Mirov, not Miro. That's my mistake. I don't know how I forgot that. I remember it everywhere else, but Mirov? No, it had to be Miro. Either way, the issue's been corrected.
I found a prescription belonging to the old rabbi. Was something troubling him?
He had heart problems. The local pharmacist would even bring him some kind of special medicine.
What was that pharmacist called?
Abraham Horovitz. But now his pharmacy is sitting empty.
Let me guess. He's dead?
Unfortunately. Some say that the socialists were involved. Others claim it was the Ochrana's doing. Let's keep talking, if you need to.
Observation. The rabbi's opinion of the pharmacist. The rabbi says that Abraham Horovitz left behind an abandoned pharmacy on the edge of Mirov. as well as sadness in the hearts of the members of his community. Nevertheless, his disappearance was accompanied by strange rumors mentioning the Ochrana and the Socialists, a potentially dangerous mix. We don't need to ask about Sulfur.
I'll be off now.
I'll pray for you.
But first, the basement. Nothing over here. Follow your nose. And the basement smells like... well, apparently it stinks. There doesn't appear to be anything going on down here. Of course, there's a locked door. Fascinating. Nothing else, though. Shame about that. We could also inspect Horowitz's pharmacy. This appears to be connected to the curse. I think you said it's here. But abandoned. There it is. I can take this main street up. I think we can keep going. According to memory, it's in a corner in the top left, right here. First, I'm gonna go ahead and stick my straw in there for that sweet XP. And we've got a new quest, the Shulsky family shop. Curious. Well. Locked pharmacy. The windows are boarded up and the doorstep is covered with a thick layer of dust. The pharmacy was the jewel in the neighborhood's crown, until it wasn't. Customers took their business elsewhere, which wouldn't have been such a bad thing if not for their whispers. Whispers of the place having a bad aura, which forever destroyed that which was once good about it. Windowsill. It has rings from glasses and cups on it. Someone wasn't using a coaster. The destroyed wood of the windowsill is filled with the fear... There we go. It's filled with the fear of revenge from the people he ultimately failed to help. People who will come, not for medicine, but to wring his neck. But this is still better than the fate of the Thaumaturge. Nope, this is still better than the fate the Thaumaturge will inflict on him. Shulsky is the one to be feared. Oh good, I can lock it again if I accidentally thumb the thumb button, or the analog stick. Observation. Empty pomade container. I can see the bottom. Gone is the sheen of pomade. The box is densely covered with words of matter-of-fact calculation and focus on the goal. Carrying out the command will require the explosion to be spectacular. It must shake the very foundations of the Tsar's empire, and that will require more pomade. Much more. But how can one get it when the Tsar's dogs are tracking one's every move? A trace belonging to Abraham Horowitz. Stanislav's sins. Mordecai blames father for the disappearance of Abraham Horowitz, but he does not know the whole truth. Horowitz was involved in a dangerous game between the Socialists and the Ochrana, which sooner or later would have put many people in danger. Stanislav Shulsky got rid of the apothecary in cold blood, but he did it in the name of the greater good. Yeah, I think it was actually a really good idea to come here. I mean, I was hoping for, some leads on the next salutor, but, well, we have that, so I'm not too concerned. Anything over here? I mean, it's late, but they're getting down with their bad selves. Good for them. Says it's over here. Okrana agents report. Received anonymous. After receiving anonymous information about a suspicious gathering in an apartment, I went to the indicated address. When I arrived, it turned out there was a group of 12 people playing bridge. I checked the identity of those assembled and informed my superior of the need to inspect the place regularly, as bridge could be a cover for subversive activities. So we know where bridge players meet now. Gotta remember to keep sniffing. I'd hate to miss anything. What am I thinking? Oh, right. So now we need to head over to Mordechai's place. No idea if it'll actually be open or not. Even if it isn't, we've got a bench right over there that we can use to change the time. All right. I think we know everything now. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us today. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves and everything you've seen here. I mean, I could understand if you're not a fan of being blue-balled here right when we're about to resolve the curse, at least I hope. But, frankly, I have no idea how you're even supposed to resolve it. Granted, we don't know anything about how golems work because, of course, you can't actually study it or how it works or is made. But with Sofer dead and him being the one that cast it, either it can never be gotten rid of, or we could try killing Mordecai and maybe get rid of it that way. I feel like I know something very vague about I have a vague sense of knowing something about how golems work, but I'm not going to get into that. We're at the end of the video. So, we will continue this and hopefully put an end to this and then go out and get our next, what's the word? Salutor, yes. In the next episode, which will be on Thursday. And I'm hoping I got this right because I'm pretty sure I know the order in which I recorded things on Thursday, so that the Thaumaturge was uploaded on Friday. So yeah, Black Myth has to be on Monday and this goes up on Tuesday, meaning the next episode will be on Thursday. It has to be right. Anyway, that's enough brain gaming for me. And it's time to give our nose a rest, I think. And so, with all that said, we will see you next time.